Hello, living in bold vlog, August. Nope. Take two. October 3rd, 2019, Thursday at 1:08 p.m. I almost say Thursday twice because it says Thursday on the bottom and then it says a thu up above it. So, um, doing marijuana candy. I don't think I should do any more marijuana candy though because the same thing that's happening to me that I remember happening before when I was doing marijuana candies, before I quit for a little bit and then I started smoking, just pure smoking. Um, these things make you sleep, man. It's like one, and I got up not so long ago. Um, so yeah, I got up kind of like one, and I think I was up working until like 6 or 7 or 8, maybe. Yeah, so maybe I did need the sleep, but it feels like I need more sleep. Oh, I was having dreams last night too, by the way. I had a dream last night. I was walking around someplace, and then I went into a house. I had the last dream I had last night. This is crazy that I remember my dreams because I never remember my dreams because when I'm high. But I like got out of a train or something, and like there was fog when I got out of the train, and so I walked a little bit farther, and then when I like stopped walking, there was a door, and because there was a door there, I like knocked on it, and I walked in, and people were like, "Why are you in our house?" Or "Why did you come to our house?" I didn't like walk in their door. I think I knocked on it first. And I was like, and I remember telling him, I'm like, oh, like the train or whatever stopped. And then I was like, didn't know where I was. And then like, there's this house. And so I went in the house. That's all I remember though. Before that, I was traveling around some building. Anyway, it's amazing that I remember that much. But I love remembering my dreams. If you look at my Living in the Van vlogs in 2011, the first 10 minutes of all of my vlogs was talking about my dreams because I wasn't smoking weed at that time because weed was illegal and you couldn't get it. And yeah, dreams are fascinating. I should quit smoking weed just so I can do dreams, but also so that I don't get as much sleep. Last time I was doing eating weed, felt like I needed more sleep. Like if I regularly would need 8 hours of sleep, if you're high all the time on edibles, you could bump that up to like 10 hours of sleep a day. And I can't lose 2 hours a day of work on my website. That'll eat at me. That'll bother me too much. I can't go until I'm like, well, actually, maybe I could, but I can't go until I'm 120, 130, 140, 50 years old and then have a website that still doesn't have any fixed links or words on it or anything like that. Like if I'm going to be that old and having done nothing in my entire life but work on my website, then I'm going to want to have fixed links. Like that's what I'm going to expect. Fixed links, words. So, to increase those chances, I think I'm gonna probably should quit smoking weed to gain those extra hours of daylight hours. But we'll see how I feel after this. Um, I should record how many hours of sleep exactly I get because I didn't look before I went to sleep last night. Anyway, yesterday I got up and I was working the whole day. I worked the whole day on my fighter levels page. I broke out a section because it started to get slow. It got so big that I got slow, which is good. I mean, if you can fill up a page that big in just a couple days, so that the computer can't keep up, then I guess you're doing something good in 2019 with a Mac. But so I cut out the page that has sample humanoids and I guess animals in it. Opened it up onto its second page. So now I have two different sections on my website now that have bifurcated pages. I got to remember that because I didn't write it down. I do all this stuff in my memory. So I can't have too many pages broken off or I'll forget. And then that's when shit hits the fan because then I just start working again and without knowing that there's this other thing out there. It's halfway done. So definitely not going to do it again. I got to get back to my timeline and fix that Indonesia bifurcation first. But yeah, I broke a page off, and then I was working on that all day yesterday. Oh, and then I did paste it back onto the original fighter page. So the fighter page, if you go there now, that's what it looks like on my Dreamweaver. Um, I it's time consuming because the process that I use, in case anybody's wondering, is I went into a website and some guy basically retyped word for word what some guy wrote of all the lists of giants found in a book that was published. I don't know when. I forgot. The link is. I have it. I have my stuff linked to all these pages. You can't see that it's linked. You have to mouse over and see. But um and uh, and so then I just copy and pasted his whole page on there onto my page. And so then what I did after I copy and pasted it was I went in and I just chopped out all the extraneous words so that I have only the numbers that I'm interested in. And then I copied and or I drug and dropped that into different tables. And I haven't figured out if I want them in tables or if I want them in one table that's colored by numbers. But they're in their own tables now so that I can have them organized in their little rows and columns. And so then I went and made sure all of the the metric, the imperial and metric conversions were there and looking consistent. And then I put the fonts to them. I attached different fonts to all of them because it helps it quickens and makes easier the process of distinguishing if you're looking at the height of an animal or the weight of an animal, even though the height of an animal would have, like the foot sign behind it, and but the way they don't necessarily do have the signs. Instead of using weight signs and pounds and kilograms and centimeters and inches signs freaking all over the place, why don't you just attach a font color to it, and then explain at the top what it means. And because it's all consistent and it looks the same, you know what it means. And so you don't have to have all that extra acronyms on there, which can save a lot of space. Not just physical space, but mental space. When you're reading a chart where everything is consistented, you want to know what you're looking at immediately. I mean, you don't, and extra words are going to get in the way and slow stuff down, even if it's words that help identify what you're looking at, like the KG acronym. You don't even want that because if you can replace that KG acronym with a color, then you're getting a whole word out, that acronym, which takes up brain space, not just space on the computer, but it takes up time. And so, yeah, that's basically what my whole website is about, is getting the information that anybody would be interested in, all the important information, all the important knowledge, and boiling it all down to colors and acronyms, your own acronyms too. So, jam packing it like a crystal all the way so that it's a wall of text. Somebody actually described my website as a wall of text a couple of years ago, but they were insulting me. They're like, "Motherfucker, fuck your website, just a wall of text." And it's like, "Yep." But a wall of text that's it's like a painting, because at the end when you're looking at it, it's got just as many colors as a freaking painting and patterns, and so you're like, because what's intelligence? It's picking out the patterns and of everything. Well, what helps you pick out the patterns? Colors, fonts, consistent, standardized order of words and format, and there you go. Bing! So that's the next level. And luckily for me, I'm at the forefront. I'm at the tip of the spear, the cutting edge of this whole thing. If you look at a government website or Wikipedia, they're not following my principles. So when I'm done with my website, I can put up all these lists and basically proclaim invention of a whole new writing system. So when people become common of mind, they invent new words. They turn everything into an acronym that then makes a word of itself, and that's what we're in the process of now, is in creating a whole new language of acronyms from things that our new culture is familiar with. And so if you're going to translate that into the internet world, the website, then you obviously would have to attach colors and new fonts to it as well, because we have the technology for it. And human beings, the best of us, utilize the very best of technology, where the commoners just sit around and use the old technology until the new technology is proven to them because they don't have the vision to see how it could be worked. So my basic story, that my basic point. Oh shit! I've talked more over 10 minutes. My basic point is in 20, 30 years, people are going to be using font colors and font styles and even font borders around stuff like how I do with my timeline for everything that they write. And their writing is going to be in the form of charts, most of it. People are going to be very laconic in their speaking because, we're going to realize how precious our words actually are as communication becomes more and more competitive, as people get smarter. So, but luckily for me, there's no competition. There's no competition at the top when you're the only one rainbow crystallizing the situation. So anyway, I um, I what day is it? Thursday. I think I'm gonna go until Sunday, and then I'll do a reval. But even if my web page, the fighting page, looks like a total yard sale on Sunday, if I'm happy with how big of a yard sale I made it, then I'll have that sense of accomplishment to blaze off and work on fixing the links on my religious statistics and science lists page, lists of everything page. So, and if I can pop those bitches out in a day or two, and then go and maybe fix my Montesquieu in a day. I also have to finish the Egypt Bible. I never took that beyond level 1. If you look at my Egypt Bible page, you're going to see how my pages looked like in a stage before I actually completely developed Rainbow Crystal. It's pre-Rainbow Crystal. It's a process to figure out exactly the sacred principle. So, yeah, I'd like to get into that. So, but yeah, till Thursday, it's just fixing these fonts. Who knows? Maybe I can finish this. There should be a word in English. I should figure out a word that means when you're almost done with something, but it doesn't feel like you're almost done with it. You feel like you're working on it forever and you have forever to go with it, but you're almost done, but you don't realize it. There needs to be a word in English for that. Let's call it, I think I'm finiphasma. Finiphasma. Finna from finish, and then phasma, like a phantasm. Like because I can't see it. I'm finiphasmed. I think I'm finiphasmed with meaning I think I don't have to work that much more before I'm done with a lot of parts of my fighter level page. Okay, so I've talked for 12 minutes and 55 seconds, so okay, so talk to you tomorrow.